Hey, I'm Pep, and this is a review of Eternal, Chronicles of the Throne by Renegade Game Studios and Direwolf Digital. Just thought I should let you know that they didn't pay me to do this review, but they did send me a copy of the game for free. And a big thank you to them for that because it let me have the game early enough that I could play it quite a bit and formulate some opinions. The game is essentially a deck builder. And if you've played a deck builder before, you'll find a lot of borrowed elements from other deck builders, as most will. But on the other hand, if you've played Magic the Gathering before, or other collectible card games like that, you'll also find a lot of borrowed elements from that, which I find blend really well. This includes a lot of buffing, boosting, token creation abilities, and creature destruction. Unlike with a collectible card game, though, everything you need is included in the box. Could there be expansions later? Who knows, but you don't need any extra customization outside of what you already provided. Now the game does have a few things that I think are truly unique, one of which are the warp tokens. You're able to spend these tokens in order to cheat cards into play faster. And once you've spent your 2 tokens, you won't be able to use them again until they're refreshed, which brings me into the other unique part of this game. There's an Eternal Throne, which is covered by a few basic cards that need to be bought before the abilities of the Eternal Throne will become active. A few cards in your starter deck, as well as many cards in the game itself, will have abilities that are boosted once the Eternal Throne has been revealed. This makes it feel like the game has essentially an end game that you reach, where things start ramping up and going much faster. You of course can try to end the game before you even reach that point by just taking your opponent's health down. But if that hasn't happened by the time the Eternal Throne is revealed, cards such as Refresh, which will help you get those warp tokens back up and running, will really speed the game up. The game also comes with helper cards for each player, which have all the different special abilities that you need to know during the game, as well as a ton of tokens. As far as I can tell, there's a token that essentially covers every type of special ability that you'll see. If something gives your creature +1 power and flying, there's a token for that. In my opinion, the core concept of the game is a one-on-one battle, but the game does set itself as being playable with 2 to 4 players. And there are rules in order to accommodate that. I won't go fully into it, but essentially you'll always be attacking the player to your left, and then the player to your right will be attacking you. If the player to your left is ever eliminated, you get a small bonus and then continue on to the next player on your left. The attacking mechanics in the game also might be a little different than what you're used to. Essentially, on your turn, you will play creatures that will be attacking, and then your opponent on their turn will play creatures that will block those attackers. And at that point, if a creature is attacked or blocked, you remove them. And the defenders do have to be at least equal to a creature in order to block, but it doesn't matter how much larger they are, they're still going to be removed after blocking. Short of special abilities, of course. But that's what makes it interesting. You choose what you're going to block, how much damage you're going to let go through, and then any creatures that dealt damage are then also removed. Now the things that you played, which did not block, will have the opportunity to attack in your opponent's turn. This back and forth can give you ample opportunities in order to play effects to debuff your opponent or to try to flat out destroy their creatures, as well as giving you a chance to use your warp tokens in order to buy creatures and immediately bring them out as blockers. From my experience with the game so far, I think those warp tokens are probably one of the most critical parts of the game to try to manage properly. You likely shouldn't just use them every time you have an opportunity, instead waiting for the right moment when it'll make a big swing, or protect you from losing the game. You'll also want to think carefully about how fast you reveal the Eternal Throne. If your opponent has been picking up more cards that will get benefits by it, you probably want to hold back and let them waste their buy power on buying the cards on top, revealing the throne. Anyways, as I mentioned earlier, if you enjoy deck builders or collectible card games, you'll probably enjoy the feeling that this game brings. Even though it does seem like a very traditional deck builder, it borrows a lot of elements and feelings from other types of card games. And as someone who's played a lot of both, I really appreciate that. Anyway, that's been my review of Eternal, Chronicles of the Throne. See you next time.